all, welcome back to Pabbly. Before I tell you how this automation can be created, I'm going to show you how this automation is going to work. So let's say I'm going to fill in this form. As you can see that I've entered all of my details and now I'm going to fill in this form. To do this, I'm going to click on this submit, and as you can see that I've successfully registered for this free programming in Python course. Now I'm going to open the contacts in Brevo. You can see that I have this much of contacts. Now let's refresh this list and you're going to see that a new contact has been added, which is smart user. So let's open this and you're going to see the same name, same email address which we entered during the test submission. And yes, this is no magic, this is the power of automation which we're going to create in today's video. So stick to this video till the end in order to learn how we can create this automation. So now you have seen the proper working of this automation. Now let's see how we can create this. So to create this, I've opened the workflow builder of Pabbly Connect, and if you are an existing user like me, directly log in inside Pabbly Connect and open your workflow builder. But if you're a new user, you're going to get the Pabbly Connect's landing page URL in the description box below. So go on that URL and in the top right corner, you're going to get the option of sign up for free. So click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore Pabbly Connect. Then log in inside Pabbly Connect, open your workflow builder and follow me. So this is the most important window of our automation because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger starts the process and the actions are results towards the same. So to get started, we have to click on this add trigger button. For the trigger application, we have to search for Google Forms. So in order to collect the details of my registrants, I use Google Forms. I regularly conduct workshops and offer free courses, and to collect the registrations for the same, I use Google Forms. You can use any another form builder application to and connect it with Brevo. But in today's video, I'm just going to use Google Forms as an example application. If you wish to learn about any another form builder application and Brevo connection, you can request for the same video in the comment section below and we'll make sure to fulfill your request. So yes, you can see I'm going to search for Google Forms and select Google Forms. For the event, I'm going to select it as new response received and click on this connect. Now we have received this webhook URL, so let's copy this webhook URL and open our Google Forms. So what we have to do is, first of all, we have to fill in this form. So we have to go towards this form link and we are going to fill in this form as demo user. So for the first name, I'm going to keep it as demo, last name as user. For the email address, I'm going to keep it as demo@pabblytudes.com. Now for the phone number, I'm going to enter a dummy phone number. It is saying how did you hear about the free course, so I'm going to keep it as Facebook. It is saying do you have any more questions regarding the course, I'm going to keep it as no and click on this submit. Now you can see that we have successfully filled in this form. First of all, you have to make sure that you keep the last question as required and fill in this form. After filling in this form, what you have to do is you have to go towards this responses section, and you can see that over here we have successfully captured this response. After we capture this response, click on this button which says link to sheets. It is going to say create a new spreadsheet, so yes, click on this create, and once we click on this create, you're going to see that it will create a new spreadsheet and add the response, which is the form submission which we made right now, details right over here in this Google sheet. Now the connection between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect is going to happen using this Google Sheets only. So after opening this Google Sheets, go on this extensions and then add-ons, and then you have to go towards this get add-ons. Once you come on this get add-ons, you have to search for an extension over here which is Pabbly Connect Webhooks. So search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks and select this extension. So as you can see that I have already installed this, but if you haven't installed this, you're going to get the option of install right over here. So you can install this extension right from here. After you install this extension, make sure to refresh your spreadsheet, otherwise you'll not be able to see the option of this Pabbly Connect Webhooks right over here in your extensions tab. Once you see this Pabbly Connect Webhooks options, go on this Pabbly Connect Webhooks and then initial setup. After coming on this initial setup, what you have to do is you have to enter the webhook URL and the trigger column over here. So what is this webhook URL? So you remembered you received this webhook URL in your workflow, so copy this webhook URL and paste it right over here in your webhook URL field. And now you must be wondering what is the trigger column. So the trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row will be sent towards your webhook URL. So for me, the trigger column is G right over here because this was my last question, and that's the reason why we keep the last question as required one, because the last question will be our triggered column. And whenever the data is going to be filled in this trigger column, the details will be sent towards the webhook URL, which is towards our workflow. After entering this webhook URL and the trigger column, click on this submit, and you're going to see it is saying setup configured successfully. This means that we have successfully created a connection between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect, but now it is saying waiting for webhook response. So to capture this webhook response, click on this send test. Once you click on this send test, it is saying test data sent successfully. So yes, it has successfully sent me the test data. We're going to see that we have captured this webhook response, and these are the details of the registrant which we filled in right now, which we have in this row 1 of our Google Sheets. So yes, with this we have successfully created the connection between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect. But there's one more important step you can't miss. Open your Google Sheets, go on this extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and make sure to switch on this button which is send on event. Once you switch on this button, you're going to see a tick mark right over here. Now whenever a new event occurs in this spreadsheet, automatically the details will be sent towards your workflow. Now let's create a new Brevo contact. For that, click on this add new action step. For the action application, search for Brevo and select it. For the event, we are going to select it as create or update a contact and click on this connect. Now if you have already created a connection between Brevo and Pabbly Connect, click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, follow me, click on add a new connection, and it is asking for this domain. So to get this domain, open your Brevo account, and you can get this domain from the URL of your Brevo account. The next which we have is this API key. So to get this API key, go towards this SMTP and API page of your Brevo account. So I'll suggest you that log in your Brevo account before starting with the automation. It makes the procedure very easy, and you can directly click on this link and open your API key page. Not only this, the domain will automatically be added if you have already logged in your Brevo account. So yes, you can see once we come on this page, we have to go towards this generate new key. Let's say we have to name the key. So I'm going to name this key as new registrant over here. So I'm going to enter it, and after entering the key name, I'm going to click on this generate, and it is saying key with the same name exists. So I'm going to keep it as new registrant to generate key. And now once I'm going to click on this generate key, the key has been generated. So let's copy this key and paste it right over here. After pasting this key, click on this save, and your Brevo account will be connected with Pabbly Connect. After connecting this, we have to enter the email address right over here, with the help of which we want to create this contact. But we are not going to enter the email address manually by tapping it like this, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And when we insert the data from the previous step, automatically our data becomes dynamic and change with every new response received. So first of all, we are going to map the email address, then I'm going to map this last name and the first name. In between, you're going to see it is asking me, do you want to use email blacklisted? I'm going to keep it as true. For the SMS blacklisted, I'm going to keep it as true. Now for the list, I'm going to select the list in which I want to add this registrants, which is this new registrants list. And now it is asking me for the update enabled, so I'm going to keep it as true. Now it is asking me for many other details, but as you can see, only this email was required, so I filled this in. And apart from email, I wanted to add this first name, last name, so I filled that too. If you wish, you can definitely only fill this email and move on further. And if you wish, you can definitely add more details and move on further and click on this save and send test request. And once we're going to click on this save and send test request, we have received this ID. This means that we have successfully created a new contact. So let's open our Brevo, and you're going to see that right now we have this much of contacts. So let's refresh this, and you're going to see that the new contact has been added, which is demo user. So let's open this demo user, and you're going to see the email address is exactly the same which we entered. And with this, we have successfully completed our workflow, and now whenever we are going to receive a new form responses from this Google Forms, automatically a new contact will be created or updated in my Brevo. And all of this is going to happen in backend. We don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. Not only using Google Forms, but you can use any another form builder application in order to create a connection between Brevo and that form builder application. You just need Pabbly Connect, and all of this is going to happen in backend like I showed in the starting of this video. So yes, now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And while trying, if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. For your reference, I'll add the workflow URL of my workflow in the description box below. You can check out my workflow and create this amazing automation for your own business. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. And now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.